Right. Oh, is this? I think this is mixed moto for Firestarter.
Yeah, definitely. Like the Humvee CV.
One of the few, if not the only players to bring mixed moto. I think Elephant did it as well. I don't fully remember. And this is Scandi, or Lanchard? Lanchard by Saltberg. Lanchard Mech, actually. Lanchard Mech.
Mhm.
Interesting choice.
Like, to be fair, this map is quite infantry heavy. If you think about it,
It
all the
is,
sectors are about infantry.
but you, except for Delta, you always have to, maybe not so much India, but still you usually have to cross a lot of open fields. So it's not like just a lot of deep forest. So I don't think Mech fares decently. I don't think it is really a Mech favorite map, despite the map being heavy on infantry. Because there's a lot of maneuverability going on as well.
Definitely, it's like the faster. It's a big map. The faster deck has advantage here. Definitely,
Yeah. And
and it
if it
needs
comes
it
down to
takes
an
a skill.
infantry grind, having access to, once again, indirect fire support in terms of heavy artillery, especially in Alpha, for example, it's going to be very strong. But I think neither player have that.
Yeah. So what do you predict from? It definitely from Stauffenberg. It definitely looks like an India push. To be fair.
A lot of helicopters as well.
Yeah, there's an India push, and
He's
from
going
fires.
half and half, actually. Like, there's Leopard 2 and automatic, and still a lot of infantry going for the right side.
Oh, okay, interesting. So it's like India Delta. Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe he just wants to, like, defend Alpha, defend Foxtrot, and win by winning Delta and taking on the +1, which is
Good
also a
choice
viable
by
thing to
far.
do. A very safe and conservative thing. Like, not very aggressive at all.
The Celtic didn't really pay it off.
I mean, I think that's why Saltberg bought all those cheap helicopters. And there's this scout defender getting into hotel just as the CS spawns.
The first time the early buy
Actually pays
of
off.
this
It got
pays
spotted,
off.
but Firestarter moves the CV. Oh, those were just high marches and driving into India. I guess
Okay.
as a probe, distraction, whatever you want to call it. And the
And
speed
actually,
advantage, I think, definitely gonna pay off for Firestarter, because having the town in Alpha for Firestarter side is so strong.
nice. You saw that MX10 killing that Leopard 2, actually.
Wait, what? Oh god, you're right. Jesus Christ. That is
Because there was
disgusting.
such a.
No AA whatsoever for Firestarter, actually. That is not something you see very often. Firestarter tends to buy a lot of AA, I feel, in the openings.
Does he have something to cover with it? Like what one AMX and RC worth covering by
Yeah, no, no.
expensive?
I mean, you're right. He doesn't really need a lot of A, because there's not a lot of dangerous helicopters or something, no Tiger that he needs to really protect. But still, Firestarter tends to just buy a lot of AA, which is why I was surprised.
So we saw CV called for Charlie by Fire. That's
Ma-
actually good. I would
Yeah,
say
no,
that's a good
it's not a
start.
bad call here. Especially like if you buy that CV early, Benji might think, all right, it's just a +2 for a short time. I'm gonna invest more into ground points, and then Firestarter
And
buys another 2 point CV. Suddenly there's a +4 going, and that can
yes,
sometimes really catch you off guard.
definitely. Like and up to you. Save the points and get the units into the position. We get the CVs into position. It takes a long, but we see. You see, take a look at the Echo. What Benji is buying as a revenge for the game one.
M110. I think actually, I think the M110 might have some issues with the range. I'm not sure if it can reach quite into hotel. Also, the M110 is driving way too far. I don't know where it's going. Now it's stopped. I'm Richardson getting nothing done because the automatic is turned off and not firing. There we go. The automatic can be quite an important thing, and the fact that Firestarter's only seatplane being the puff has no stealth is gonna make microing the automatic a bit more bearable. So the +2 is still going on.
Mm-hmm.
More reinforcements. No ATGM squads coming into Alpha at all from Firestarter.
It is quite surprising. I don't know if he has teaching squads.
He must have. I don't think you can. Yeah, he has Milan 2s in India, so he must have Milan 2s in the deck. But yeah, especially
that's still strange.
yeah, because I mean they're especially against mech, like this mech that relies on like automatics, martyrs, etc. This is so important. And second, Benji now has 2 peace rings. What is
Like
the second peace ring for?
to me, this mega relies at the moment of one piece rounds. Not really on anything else. Piece
Oh,
rounds. I don't know why. It's it's very tempting, when you're playing against such a deck like blue for motorized. It doesn't. You see, enemy doesn't have AA. It's so instinctive to buy additional planes,
really?
and
For me, it's never instinctive to buy. I mean, bombers maybe, but like I personally, I mean, I tend to not buy peace runs and such as much as I probably should sometimes. But like peace runs, I never buy peace runs with the thought in mind he has no AA. I only really buy them if I know he has tanks on the field.
he was like, I saw I'm getting some
Oh,
points of
did
it.
he lose both planes or only the F-16? I think he might have lost the peace
Well,
run as well. But Benji lost his ASF here without killing any of Firestarter's planes. It's very unfortunate for him. Benji's getting nothing done in Alpha though. He keeps losing his infantry without getting value out of them.
um, it's actually not the greatest push here. It's quite difficult, but to be honest, if you keep calm and like don't freak out, actually I think the good way to take from the Bravo side to take Alpha is actually to strike where the Fusiliers and Stormers are into the forest ahead of Delta, secure it completely, right, and then switch to Alpha. It takes a bit more time
From Benji's side.
from Benji's side, yeah, just to strike that forest, secure it, cut off the reinforcement route, and then start pushing Alpha.
Interesting. But because I usually prefer getting but effectively kind of what Saltberg is doing, like getting down there where the Leopard 2 is, and as well smoke off like the big part of the town and push that small town where the Mistral is in. If you have a foothold in that town, it gets a lot easier as well.
Yeah, I also do that. But I think this thing gets countered quite often.
I can see that. I mean, I'm not saying because I often have trouble getting back into Alpha, but at the same time, I usually don't do Benji strategy because if I lose Alpha, it's usually because I push India on top, so I don't mind losing Alpha as long as I can keep a foothold somewhere.
Yeah, and by the way, what happened to the hotel city? And
M110s,
yeah,
I assume, yeah. So Firestarter didn't move it a whole lot, the Humvee CV. And
oh, I see.
brought an AH-1J Cobra there. Because he thought it
Oh, I
got
see.
sniped
I
by
see.
something else, I
That's
guess. Or there's a scout. There's a Jäger behind Bravo as well. Yeah, but I mean, nonetheless, Firestarter is sticking with a +1. It's interesting that he bought a Alpha CV before he bought an India CV.
it was strange choice. I don't know. Maybe like
Mm, ah,
do you think it's
maybe
like a psychological game, like taunting him, like push
I
this,
don't
push here?
think so. Maybe he bought it just after, or maybe he lost after he lost Hotel CV or something.
Maybe.
Or maybe he thought it wasn't safe enough in India because there might be whatever the case. Firestarter is still taking with a +2, but that M110 shot getting dangerously close to the Humvee CV. And Saltberg is getting back though. But the Stormer are not panicked, but the Liftguard are. They should still hold on quite a while. No ATGMs still. I mean,
Very
at this
surprising.
point they're not too, especially with these M113s and the Leopard 2 now coming up. It would certainly be very useful. I also find it very funny that there's a 3 stack of Dragoner in Delta behind the Gewehrman effectively.
Yeah. And both saying that I have this secured.
Oh, the Jäger are going into Echo.
Yeah, that's a very brave squad. Let's see how many work they can do that.
Unfortunately, Firestarter, I'm pretty sure, doesn't really have any kind of heavy artillery in his deck. I don't know what his planes are. M110 just vetted up again. Did it get another kill? What is it shooting at? Getting close to the time CV, but Firestarter is getting lucky with that. Lucky that it didn't die yet. These peace runs can keep circling because there's no AA, but except for the Mistral. But Firestarter also just doesn't have to care. He has like AMX Sense and a Recon Leopard, but what else are they gonna kill?
There's not, yeah, exactly. There's not much target, and the first ATGM actually
Finally.
coming.
But it might be a bit too late. I'm not sure. I don't know. I should be able to get some line of sight on those Mara 2s once they start pushing. Banshee trying to snap Child CV though now and not succeeding.
But isn't this strange? Like what? Oh, right, because it's Lanjut. Yeah, that's why I was root
But even then, I don't see there's. Oh my god! Did you see them getting melted? They got out of the building very briefly and they got absolutely destroyed by those Stormer. Like from 30 to 0 in like 5 or 10 seconds or something. Jesus Christ. But I mean, even then, I don't see the point in how much it's in this deck. I mean, sure, if you have the slot, don't know what else, but then maybe there's a reason. But I think spamming Dragoner in the 5-pointer is just a lot more effective. Because they. Point for point, they might still perform a bit better even at meat shielding because the transport has the 2 front armor, right? And can provide better fire support, so I think...
So sorry for interrupting. Jaeger briefly spotted Echo CV and they are going close to the M110. Actually, from this position, he can actually storm that and kill the CV.
Yeah, I think going for the CV may be the better choice because if he kills the M110, then Benji might have enough time to react to those.
Now
is he gonna turn off the fob? He has to turn off the fob, please. He does turn off the fob.
Oh, and Benji's getting pushed out completely from Alpha
again.
Forest. Yeah, the CV was removed. Third one. Now, if the CV and Echo dies, it is just disaster. But
I feel like it is about to die because Benji doesn't seem to have noticed that he lost his M110 because he's not doing anything.
And it's most surprising, like there's a super loud sound when you
that, and there is a surrender. No, actually, I mean it is like Firestarter has like 1.3 times the amount of kills, but not that crazy the difference in KD.
No, but the position-wise, it was
position-wise, and the Congo's points leaded Firestarter had wild ticking plus I think 5 even at the end. I'm not sure.
Basically, yes.
I think this is the dangerous part when playing mech. Mech can be strong, but yeah, getting that early position, especially as given that Firestarter was playing Moto, proved to be so crucial. That I think playing safe with mech, with playing safe as in like having like this defensive strategy that Banshee seemed to have, where like he defends left and right 2-pointer and tries to win by 1-pointer or something, whatever he was trying to do. Not the right call. So maybe the better idea would have been to like effectively let Fire get the right side more or less for free in the opener, push him completely out of the other 2-pointer on the other side of the map, and then work back towards at least getting a foothold in your own 2-pointer because you have your spawn point there, so you have a much easier time getting in there. At least that's what I think.
I think just that. Besides, I'm not a very big fan of a Lungeon mech, right? And overall, it lacked numbers, to be honest. How much are the numbers?
For one, I mean there are only 10 points per unit, but I'm pretty sure that Benji wasted a lot of points on Heimatschützen without getting any value out of them. Like not even indirect value, you know. I mean,
yeah,
they're usually not supposed to get like kills themselves, but like only spot or meat shield. But even that, I don't think they did anything in that regard.
Definitely. imagine if those be like a rifleman and M113, right?
Yeah, or Dragoner. And even then, he also just never. He pushed with like 3 stacks of something on the left, and then 2 minutes later on the right. He never really did a proper push until like maybe near the end. It's like he only sent in a couple of squads here and then there, and they never achieved anything.
Yeah, it wasn't like wasn't a good mech play, to be honest. He played it like it would be a standard deck and not a mechanized deck.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Firestarter did a good job.
He did,
playing
for sure.
like a Moto. Played like a Moto.
The only thing that he could have done better is definitely get that Milan earlier. He didn't need it, obviously. He won, but I think he should have done that earlier.
Might have made him the time easier there.
Would have made it a lot easier. All right.
So that's Firestarter going.
That is Firestarter going up against me then.
Against Milan. Wow.
No, against me.
Against you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because Milan is out of the tournament.
Yep.